Chronicles. We are back, Chris and Kasie, to talk to you about thoughts and what they are, and
or what the fuck are they?
yes, or that. Where do thoughts come from? Why do we have them? How to control our thoughts, be positive, etc. All that good stuff we'll talk about tonight.
Cool. Thoughts are energy. As in everything is energy. Thoughts. I think the most important thing that we've learned is that thoughts, you have two types of thoughts. You've got what I like to call pop thoughts, and about 50 to 70,000 pop thoughts enter your brain a day.
And that's like what? Just random thoughts, like what you're observing, what's happening. I mean, they're just nonstop. You're always going to have thoughts coming into your head. That's basically what we're getting at.
And deem them pop thoughts. The other type of thinking is conscious thinking. You know, I have a lot of people ask me, how do I, well, if I'm going to go to meditation and silence my brain, how am I supposed to think? Well, conscious thinking is conscious planning, conscious thinking. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. I've got to do this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to project.
It's in the moment thinking.
Yeah,
really.
Constantly just staying in the moment. Pop thoughts are things that make you mad, things that make you jealous, things that make you sad. And those things, the deal with pop thoughts is, and this is a cool way to look at it, 50 to 70,000 of those, especially when you close your eyes and go into meditation, your mind's going to go rah. Eventually, over a period of time, you'll be able to silence that, and we'll talk about that as well. But pop thoughts are a motherfucker, and we can't control them. You can't stop them, so don't try. What you can do is prevent grabbing them. And what I mean by that is this: as they start to flow, observe them. They're, as fast as they come in, they're going to go out. So practice observing the pop thought. Cool. Okay.
We're going to try one more time. We're talking about thoughts.
Or 10 more times. But, so pop thoughts. Bad, can't control, but what you can do is prevent yourself from grabbing that. If you feel yourself during the day, either get depressed or go to anxiety.
Or anger.
Or anger or anything like that. You grabbed onto a thought. And so what you can do to prevent that is stop grabbing them. Conscious thinking, conscious planning is totally okay. It's what we're supposed to do.
But if you're not latching onto that thought, you won't. I'm sure we've all been there where something's bothered us. Let's say we stubbed our toe in the morning or something, and then right after that, you're upset about it, and then you pass an accident on the way to work, and all these things start building up. You're latching onto these thoughts because how many people do you see at work? You get there and they're complaining about their whole morning and it just started. So these are thoughts that they're latching onto and not letting go.
Yeah. Oh, that was the baby. So thoughts, they are energy. In the beginning was the logos, and this is the cool part about this whole thing. This is actually how amazing we all are. In the beginning was the logos. Logos is Om. It is a thought. So from the very get-go, you were important. You were thought into existence. The most important thing, I think, to get out of this whole thing is to understand that you are in control of your thoughts. Can't stop them, but what you can do is not grab them. During meditation, it's really rad to silence the mind, and that's what that means. You hear that all the time, silence the monkey mind. The monkey mind is the thing that has those thoughts pass through. And as you start to observe this about yourself, it gets easier. One of the cool techniques I like to do is I like to see my thoughts. A good way to do it is close your eyes, see your thought, see them, and think of them as shooting stars. It's a good way to do it. See them come in and see them go out, and take them and push them out as far as where you can see them actually happening, but you can't see what they say, like a ticker board. See them coming across. Okay. I'm not going to grab you. I'm not going to grab you. In particular, if you have something in your life that went down that's terrible, you're going to have a tendency to grab that one and hold on to it. With that, it causes a lot of pain, and so that's in particular on thoughts. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the actual energy in your everyday life. Instead of allowing life to happen to you, what I like to say is project. There's project and desire. If you find yourself suffering, you're desiring. One of the coolest things to do is to be able to self-work enough to where you can differentiate between desire and projection. Desire is greed and all of that. Projection is actually what you want your life to be like. Creation. In the beginning was the logos. That was the idea of, and look what happened. Look around. You're part of that. Desire versus projection. In your everyday life, don't allow life to happen to you. Happen to life. And I know that's really profound, but happen to life. You were given the power of creation, and with that, that's where that thought comes into play. Your thoughts are so important, and I can't stress this enough. If you find yourself having a string of shitty days, it's your fault. And it's simply because you're grabbing onto a bunch of pop thoughts, you're letting that pull you back down, and then you're going into a downward spiral of shit that you've created yourself. You have to self-work to get out of it, and that's the only thing. This whole process of spirituality, or whatever you want to call it, individuality, is all about you, and all about controlling in those pop thoughts and observing them, not grabbing onto them. That's where you have your power. And then conscious thinking, conscious planning, and projecting what you want out of life. That's the key. And it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some suffering, and you're going to have to learn a lot about yourself before what you project comes into light. You've got to get rid of all the shit that you've collected, project, and eventually the universe doesn't know any better, and it's going to start working with you, and eventually it's going to hone in onto exactly what you've projected. It's going to give you a version of it. And to find that, you got to know your purpose. You got to know what the fuck why you're here. So, thoughts, to recap. Very important that you understand that you have 50 to 70,000 thoughts that go through your head a day, and they're either going to cause you to get angry, get sad, whatever, all of your emotions. Instead of latching onto them and allowing them to do that, your power comes there. Conscious thinking, conscious planning is totally rad. I recommend everybody try it, and see what happens. Give it a shot for about a month, and you're going to have to catch yourself constantly. You're going to be at work, and you're going to have a thought come by, and you're going to grab onto it, and all of a sudden your day is going to start to do like this. Well, it's your fault. Being in the moment, and observing the fact that you're actually doing it is the best. You know, you know you're doing it. Everything that's happening to you, you are the reason that it's happening. So remember that. And this goes into fear. This goes in. They all kind of tie together. And as we continue the episodes, we will kind of tie everything together. But we got a long time here, and we're all going through a lot right now. But this is a great way to calm yourself down. If you have any questions, that's another thing during these things, right? Or ask them, and we'll cover them later on. I find that through my journey, you know, these are things I had to experience myself and figure out. But what we're doing with Son is, you know, we're going to kind of, there's a lot of information that we're going to be sharing over a period of time, and hopefully it can help you live the life that you want. So other than that, Laz wants to say hi. He just woke up. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hi. We thank you very much for watching, and we hope y'all got some helpful hints from thoughts, and we'll recap and recover or cover these again. But we thank you very much, and we will see you soon.